Now at 6, back to work. Employees of the Marion GM plant punched in at their regular time today after yesterday's fatal explosion. Good evening, I'm Heather Herron.
And I'm Mark Mellinger. People in Marion tell us today was far from a normal day at the GM plant. A quiet, sad day as employees cope with the loss of James Gibson, a contractor for the company.
Officials at the plant are still trying to figure out how that explosion happened. News Channel 15's Megan Reust joins us now with more in tonight's top story.
Employees at the Marion GM plant are dealing with a lot of different emotions today. Those who felt the blast shaken, others who were close to the man who died, devastated.
Obviously, you have day-to-day injuries and stuff, but nothing of this magnitude since the early 90s, and we're certainly hoping that there never is again.
A family grieving and the GM community in Marion hurting in light of the loss of 48-year-old James Gibson, a contractor for a chemical company called Quaker Chemical Corporation based out of Pennsylvania, with a local office right here on the Marion GM campus. Initially, after the explosion yesterday, GM officials told us chlorine dioxide was to blame. Today, Stephanie Gentgen, the communications manager for the company, says they don't know if that actually caused the blast.
We don't know if a chemical caused the explosion or if it was just impacted by the explosion.
Gibson was the only worker in the area at the time. Where the explosion happened, officials say, does not disrupt production. So that's why everyone was able to go back to work today.
We have professional grief crisis counselors here, as well as our professional EAP program that's here for anybody who requires any additional support.
Across from GM are several businesses. An employee of one of those businesses, who wanted to remain anonymous, says workers have told her it's a quiet, sad day at GM. Many of them are surprised the plant's back open. They thought they'd have some time off to cope with things.
GM officials tell me they've launched a full investigation and they hope to find the cause soon. In the meantime, the Gibson family is asking for privacy as they grieve. Mark?